Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening. The Public Sector Union is warning Tasmanian children are at risk every day due to a crippled child safety system. The Commission of Inquiry's calls for crisis funding has been backed, along with the Commission's demand for youth justice reform.
Being forced into decisions nobody should have to make every single day. That's the reality of the job, according to the union representing child safety workers.
We simply don't have the resources, particularly in child safety, but across all different other services, in order to keep kids safe.
Earlier this week, a heartbroken mother told 7 Tasmania News her son was set up to fail upon leaving Ashley Youth Detention Centre, placed in a caravan park with little support, and now back in custody.
The police, social workers in schools, communities, families actually can all see the problem with child safety. They understand that it's understaffed.
Calling for extra investment to solve the issue and provide services, as the Commission of Inquiry itself did this week.
We have put an additional $11 million into child safety, but we know that there's always more.
It doesn't matter how much money you're putting into a system if your outcomes are not improving, and our outcomes are not improving.
Youth justice reform has slowed in Tasmania. Ashley won't close next year as promised, with a new site yet to be locked in.
It is our view that the Ashley Youth Detention Centre should be closed as a matter of urgency.
The last draft of the Youth Justice Blueprint was released in December last year. The Minister wanted the Commission of Inquiry to end before it could be finalised. It's unclear when it will be released. Meanwhile, children remain locked up, exposed to Ashley itself.
We are letting down those children. We are setting them up to be readmitted to Ashley further down the track.
But we are committed, as every Tasmanian would expect us to be, to want to have a state where every child has the opportunity to be loved, to feel loved and to feel that they are listened to.
A commitment that requires action. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Housing affordability has hit new records in Tasmania due to a surge in mortgage rates and property prices. New PropTrack data shows households earning the median income of $78,000 can afford just 5% of the homes on the market. Prices in Hobart and regional Tasmania have more than doubled since the start of 2015. The soaring figures have seen Tasmania drop from one of the most affordable states in 2019 to the second least affordable state in Australia. Experts say the time needed to save for a house deposit now sits at 6.2 years. An updated resource is hoping to help more Tasmanians as cost of living pressures stretch many household budgets. The state government has unveiled the new concessions and discount guide outlining ways to access targeted support. From essential services to public transport, it offers more than 90 different types of savings and concessions.
We know that these small amounts can really add up and make a big difference in the lives of Tasmanians who are eligible.
It's so important. I think there are a lot of people that don't realise that these books are available.
The guide can be accessed on the line and hard copies will be made available at a number of community locations. A determined Tasmanian teenager is taking the fight against motor neuron disease to the running track. At just 14 years of age, he's already raised thousands of dollars, hoping to tackle the beast one pace at a time.
3, 2, 1, go!
The first strides on a remarkable run. Archie Payne racing into his 4th fight MND 27 challenge, drawing inspiration from a sporting hero.
So I saw Neil Danaher in primary school, like a video of him on TV, and just inspired me to do something because I knew I had to do something to help out.
The 14-year-old doing his part to fight the beast, raising more than $18,000 since 2020.
It feels really good to just give back and do something good to the community.
His tally's ridiculous for his age, and I think there aren't many adults doing that kind of thing for charity. He's the most inspirational young person that I know.
This year's edition, his toughest yet, 27 laps of the Carrick Park pacing track. A gruelling 27 kilometres in the name of a good cause.
Because 27 months after diagnosed with the disease is the average life expectancy and no cure at all.
A daunting task for many, but it's one Archie's up for.
A bit nervous, should be a good challenge.
I know I certainly wasn't running this kind of distance at his age, and probably not many are, so yeah, he's a phenomenal young athlete.
Finding a cure for motor neuron disease is extra motivation as he longs for the finishing line.
Knowing he's doing it for a good cause will keep him going for sure.
Not tackling the course alone, Archie's friends and family strapping on their running shoes, joining him for a lap or two.
Good to get some other people around me just to get me keep on going.
Others cheering him on every step of the way. A teenager striving to make a difference. Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian company TP Bennett & Sons has lost out on a logging contract awarded to Victoria. Sustainable Timber Tasmania reviewed the tender but upheld the original decision. Labor now repeating calls for a Tasmania First timber policy to give locals the advantage when it comes to securing jobs.
It's pretty disappointing and quite scary to think that the future of my husband and my family and wider community is affected, and that we're being sold out to Victoria.
We already know there are whole logs being put on the Spirit of Tasmania and sent to Victoria to be milled there, and we're concerned about what this decision means for the entire industry.
Resources Minister Felix Ellis says it was the STT's fifth open tender between 2022 and 2023, 4 of which went to local companies. Riversdale Estate has extended the fun ahead of Father's Day, stretching celebrations over 2 days. Guests spent the afternoon lapping up the warm weather and enjoying local produce while learning a little bit more about farm life.
Bringing family and friends together, the Riversdale show a feast for all the senses, with the picturesque view complementing fresh food, drinks and live tunes. Guests parking out in the sun aside classic and race vehicles as well as vintage machinery.
Just looking out at all the exhibits, they're nice and beautiful, well painted, restored, and it's hard not to sort of walk away and feel, a kindling flame of farming and agriculture in the Coal Valley. And if that won't do it, the animals on site definitely will. Riversdale receiving the tick of approval from all ages.
Pretty nice, like you look at the cars.
This is awesome down here. Have a look at the nice old cars, lots of friendly environment. Look, the sun's shining, there's not a cloud in the sky.
Oh, the wine is to die for, so we always love to come here. And yeah, it's just a fabulous day.
For many, it was an excuse to celebrate their dads a day early.
I was offered a free feed and a travel here and as much wine as I could drink, which is my how many? 59th Father's Day.
The festivities will be back on again tomorrow with another burst of sunshine forecast for Father's Day.
Tomorrow we have close to 200 bookings already, so we're very much looking forward to showing people what we actually do here on the farm.
A perfect occasion for those still on the hunt for a special way to honour the special people in their lives. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
The Launceston Horticultural Society is blooming into a new season and its 185th year, marking the occasion with the return of the early spring flower show. The Evandale War Memorial Hall turning into a Green Thumbs wonderland, with award-winning floral displays taking the spotlight. The Governor of Tasmania also on hand to cut the ribbon, officially opening the milestone event.
We're celebrating the fact that we've survived 185 years. We're the longest running horticultural society in Australia, so we're pretty proud of that.
Another day of colourful fun awaits, with the show offering a full lineup tomorrow. A surprise loss for Kingborough has opened the door for North Launceston to top the TSL ladder for the regular season's final day. The Bombers were big winners, but not big enough, missing top spot by less than 2%.
A win would secure the minor premiership for the Tigers, but the Roos pounced early.
It's good off the boot. He's nailed it.
The Tigers keeping in touch thanks to a milestone man.
Game number 150 for the Tigers. Marcus Gardner, can he celebrate the occasion with a goal? He can.
It wasn't until the third quarter that Clarence could break the game open.
Bends this one back nicely. And Clarence have doubled the Tigers' score here at the Twin Ovals.
Clarence ride a nice patch of form into finals.
And putting the final nail in the coffin, you suspect.
While the Tigers licked their wounds. That result gave North Launceston a sniff of first spot on the ladder, though it would take a win by around 100 points. It didn't look likely when North Hobart raced to a 3-goal lead.
Strikes it well, strikes it really well.
The Bombers turned the thrusters on, racing to hit the front in the second quarter.
It's coming back, it's a goal.
Goals galore in the third gave them a chance.
That's game on here.
This is extraordinary.
The urgency obvious as the Bombers moved the ball forward at every opportunity, but it wasn't to be. Winners by 73 and finishing in second place, with a final percentage of 175. Kingborough sit on 177, around 3 goals ahead. Glenorchy had one last chance to grab a win for season 2023, but it was a tough task travelling north to face Launceston. The Magpies showed they were up for it though.
Thompson spinning out, kick on goal from Callum Thompson. Second for the Magpies and they're in front.
The Blues switched gears in the second term, scoring 7 goals.
Kick will go on its way and he loves it, Jordan Cowell.
The match eventually a mauling, Liam Jones bagging 7 and the Blues running away to win by 104 points. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Huonville has stormed into the SFL Grand Final, dismantling Cygnet in a Huon Valley derby. The Lions took control of the game from the start, taking a 40-point lead into half-time.
Hayes going to wrap this one up, bang, goal. And like a kiss from a rose, that could be the sealer.
Huonville winning by 26 points. They'll face Dodgers Ferry, who were victorious against Lindisfarne in a seesawing contest today. Hillwood are moving on to the next round of the NTFA finals. The Sharks were 21-point victors over South Launceston at the Bridge North Recreation Ground. While at Wivenhoe, South Burnie took out the title in the Darwin Football Association Grand Final. The Hawks dominated their opponents, the Queenstown Crows, with full forward Rowan Baldock kicking 10 majors in the 57-point victory. Yolla won the reserve grade title. Soccer now, and pressure is intensifying in the NPL as the teams make their way towards finals. South Hobart and Riverside were tied early in their game before South Hobart asserted its dominance, scoring 5 goals in the second half. Meantime, the Devonport City Strikers and Kingborough fought a tough battle at Lightwood Park. Both teams were sitting on 3 goals near the game's end, but it was Devonport that clinched the winner during stoppage time. And the Clarence Zebras have gone home empty-handed after failing to score against the Glenorchy Knights, who won 4-0. The next generation of Matildas and Socceroos faced off today in the annual Hobart Cup. 3,000 players in school and club teams from all over the state took part, with a large bump in the number of girls playing, catching organisers off guard.
In fact, I made a little bit of an error with the competition this year, not anticipating that, and we mixed some age groups. And I think now we can definitely go standalone right through the whole female age group.
We lost 3 to 1.
How many more games do you guys have today?
We have 4. We've got
Organisers say there is a shortage of venues. To Premier League hockey now, where Derwent has booked a spot in the men's preliminary finals after proving too strong for Canterbury in today's semi. Liam Grundy, Harry Winch and Paul Archer all sneaking past the goalie, helping Derwent to the 3-0 win. Meanwhile, in the women's semi, OHA are through to the next round of finals. Sophie McLeod hat-trick, locking in a 3-0 victory over Canterbury.
Good evening. A mostly fine day across the state today. 17 was the high recorded at St Helens. Launceston reaching 15, Hobart and Devonport 14 and 13 in Burnie. Lyowini dropped down to -6 overnight, which was the low, then reaching a high of 12 today. King Island, Smithton, the Friendly Beaches, Grove and Ooze all 15, 14 for Strawn, Lowhead and Flinders Island, and Maria Island 13. Areas of low-level cloud seen here over western Tasmania today, with isolated low cloud elsewhere. Some small and patchy areas of cloud over Victoria and thunderstorm activity over central parts of the Queensland coast. Tomorrow there is a high pressure ridge along the eastern seaboard from Queensland to Tasmania. A cold front is over southern WA and a trough sits over the Western Australia and South Australian border. North to northeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots, building to 20 to 30 knots about parts of the west and south in the evening, swells up to 3 metres. There is a strong wind warning current for the far northwest coast, lower east coast, southeast coast, as well as the central west coast tomorrow. A frost warning has been issued for the upper Derwent Valley district. A sunny day ahead for Hobart, Richmond and Ooze tomorrow, 19. Partly cloudy in the north, Launceston 17, Devonport 15 and Deloraine 14. 14 in Burnie, partly cloudy, a mostly sunny day at Strawn 17 and 16 for Curry, a sunny day there. St Helens 16, partly cloudy, 18 at Swansea, a sunny day ahead, and a partly cloudy day for Whitemark, 16 degrees. Looking ahead to Monday, fine apart from possible showers in the northwest and northeast. Showers developing later in the day in the north and west, extending statewide during the evening. On Tuesday, showers in the west extending statewide during the day with snow to 700 metres. And Wednesday, showers about the west, north and far south, mostly fine elsewhere. A sunny day ahead for Adelaide, 24. Sunny also in Melbourne, 20. And Brisbane, a partly cloudy day, 25 degrees. Right now in Hobart, it is 9 degrees, Launceston 9 degrees and Devonport 9 degrees. And unfortunately, I've got nothing clever to say to you tonight, Murph.
Don't worry, Carmen, you've got tomorrow night to catch up. And Carmen's father's not feeling well at the moment, so to you, Carmen's dad, all the best. And all the best to all the fathers for Father's Day tomorrow. That's all from us. Good night.